Great mark is a make of old. You are a priest ordained by God.
And sisters in Christ, let me, on behalf of the priests here present, accept your felicitations which you have given or you will give to us on our feast day. So we are very happy that you wish us well. May God also bless us and bless you forever and ever. Amen. Today, the Catholic Church gives me, as Bishop of this diocese, as he does with all other bishops, an opportunity once more to recognize the priests as sons. So, my dear sons, I congratulate you on this day that we remind ourselves of our ordination. On this day also, the Catholic Church wants the priests to recognize me as their father. So, I am your father, and you are my sons. This shall be replayed when the priests, in the presence of their bishop and in the presence of the people of God, will renew their commitment to the church and commitment to the vocation that Christ has given to them. On this day also, the Catholic Church demands and also, I would say, even compels the bishop, together with his priests, to consecrate the oil of Chrism, and demands that the bishop blesses the oil of catechumen and the oil of the sick to be used for you, the people of God, and for those who in the future will become priests, will be baptized, will be confirmed, and those who will be sick or who are already sick. Those three oils will be blessed today. And after this blessing, which the bishop together with the priests will perform in communion with the Holy Father, the Pope, these three oils are the only oils that are recognized and are used for the good of the people of God. There is no other recognized oil. This has to be said, as I have said it many, many other times. I think I need to repeat it once again, that the Catholic Church has three oils. The oil of Chrism that gives the name to the present Mass that we celebrate, the Chrism Mass. The oil of the sick, and the oil of the catechumens. After that, anybody who deceives you anywhere else, that there is another oil called St. Michael, St. Gabriel, St. anybody, that person is simply deceiving you. It is not. The church also recognizes and permits the use of other sacramentals. Yes. And one of the sacramentals that the church has permitted and wants the faithful to use is the use of holy water. Holy water is blessed by the priest. In fact, by all the priests sitting here, they can bless holy water. Any time, any day, any moment it finishes, go again and you will get it. And anybody is permitted to use holy water to bless yourself as you enter the church, to bless your house, to sprinkle anywhere, to sprinkle those who are members of your family who are sick, to sprinkle your room before you sleep. Holy water could be used anyhow, but not for evil things. We can get holy water if all fair. Maybe they was always in So, holy water is used by the faithful. It is a matter of faith. What you believe works for you. So, my dear brothers and my dear sisters, I wanted to say my dear sons, at least for today, if no other day. So, my dear sons, the priests, teach your people the proper use of the sacramentals in the church, because it makes it possible for us to communicate the truth that Christ has given to us as He is giving to us today. Reminds us of what our responsibilities are for ourselves, towards our bishop, towards the faithful. One of the things that priests are supposed to do is to teach, and we are always teaching. And what you are supposed to understand is that the priest must teach you, and you should be docile, that when the priest teaches you, you take the teaching. It is one thing to be ready to teach, another thing to be ready to receive the teaching. The priest should teach you and should teach all of us what the church wants to be taught. Today also, the church reminds all of you on this day to take care of those pastoral agents, beginning with the bishop. That is why the cathedraticum falls principally on this day that we celebrate the Chrism Mass. That the people of God recognize the functions of the priest and the bishop in their midst, and so respond also by their generous gift. So I want to thank all of you for the gift that you have been giving to us, the gift that you have been giving to the priests in your parishes, in the chaplaincies, wherever they are working. And of course, the gift that you have been giving to me. I am very, very grateful. And on behalf of our priests, I want to say thank you very much for your support. Today also, the priests will stand in filial affection with their bishop and renew the promises they made on the day of their ordination. It is on the basis of this filial relationship between father and son that the priest is capable of functioning, that the priest functions and gives instruction, receives obedience and respect from the parishioners. And the priest receives respect from the parishioners. The priest is also bound to give respect to his bishop. It is not forced. It is demanded by the church, and it has to be that way. And if it is not that way, the church collapses. This filial relationship that exists between father and son, the priest recognizes the bishop as their father, and the bishop recognizes the priest as his own sons, and relates with them in that manner. And they relate with their bishop in that manner too. It is on the basis of that the bishop sent the priest to the different places that he should have been. All the parishes, the bishop is supposed to be there, but he sends the priest to be there. The people of God must also obey and respect their priest, because the priest himself obeys and respects his bishop, and the bishop obeys and respects the Holy Father and the Catholic Church. That is how it goes. When any of these links is defective, everything collapses. When the people of God do not respect and obey their priests, they are indirectly disrespecting the bishop, they are indirectly disrespecting the Holy Father, they are indirectly respecting the Catholic Church, for which they voluntarily became part and parcel. the Catholic Church that they voluntarily became members. Nobody forced anybody to be a member of the Catholic Church. Nobody. And nobody will ever be forced to be. It is a voluntary thing. And if it is voluntary, there are guidelines for being part and parcel of the communion. On the basis of this also, I want to thank my brother Chrism, my sons, for all the things that you have been able to do, representing the Catholic Church wherever they find themselves, wherever the bishop sends them to stay and to work, not only for themselves, but for the salvation of the people of God and for their own salvation. We work not only for the salvation of the people of God, no, we work also for our own salvation, which we handle with fear and trembling. It is on the basis of that the priests are able to forgive the offenses of the people of God who approach them either privately, through counseling, or formally through the sacrament of reconciliation. On the basis of this same filial relationship, that they are able to carry out this function. On the basis of this filial relationship also, the bishop owes his respect and honor to the Holy Father and carries out whatever the Holy Father says should be done. And what the Pope asks us to do may not be in tandem with my own personal thought. What the church asks us to believe may not be very palatable to my own understanding and explanation of events. But the church teaches us to obey it, we do. Because we voluntarily became part and parcel of the church. It is the same thing. What the bishop tells the priest to do may not be exactly what the priest would have loved to do. If the bishop tells the priest to go to wherever, maybe he wouldn't like it, but he has to do. Because that is what the church wants him to do at that particular time. For all those who have been obeying the Catholic Church, obeying their bishop and the Holy Father, I say congratulations, because today is the day. When we shall renew our vows, we shall then go through our consciences and then find out how many times has it been so difficult to obey what the Holy Father tells us to do. How difficult it has always been for us to obey what the church teaches us. How difficult is it to obey what the bishop through the church teaches us to obey? We shall examine our consciences and put things aright and take whatever the church teaches us as the ultimate truth. I believe, and you do, and all of us do, that what the church teaches us, the church is bigger than all of us put together. And that is why we must be careful that whatever is being taught to us in the church and by the church, we do not take it for granted. Because after so many years, the church is always wiser than us. Because the church has gone through so many stages, so many areas of reformation, so many areas of refinement, and has come to a particular thing that it tells us to do. That is why we should be very, very careful to listen and to hear what the church teaches us. The first reading of today and the gospel mandates us to be agents of consolation, to give oil of gladness to those who are afflicted. Physically today we shall bless the oils, but spiritually our own apostolate and ministry is in a sense a balm to soothe all those areas that touch the life of our people, their spiritual life, their physical life, life of the faithful when they are ill, the visit to the sick, the consolation to the troubled families, all those areas, the advice to recalcitrant children, all these come together and form the oil of gladness that our work should bring to the members of our church, to the civil society. And today, my dear brothers and my dear sisters, Nobody will ever tell us that our society needs balm, needs a soothing balm. Our society needs consolation. The things we see, the news we hear, the things that will come before us, not only in the media, but frontal. In those days, and before a few years ago, to kill was dreadful. People were afraid to kill. Even to see blood was an abomination for some people. But today, killing human beings have become so simple and so trivial that even to kill somebody on the way, it doesn't mean anything to anybody anymore. This is a very sad point in the history of our country. And that is why, my dear brother priest, we don't join in that kind of indifference. Our actions, our deeds must console the people and reawaken in us the consciousness that evil is evil. It doesn't matter who does it. That is part of the balm that you have to give to the people. That you awaken their consciousness and rebuild their consciences to know that evil is evil. It doesn't matter who does it. My dear brother priest, my dear sons, for today and always, we must rebuild the consciences of our people to know that evil is evil. To know that to do wrong can never be right. It is our duty to rebuild the consciences of our people to know that to do wrong can never be right. Right will never be wrong. Wrong will never be right. Today, people have become weak. People have become immune to evil. And people do things with all amount of impunity. And people get away because they feel, and perhaps we feel, that there is nothing wrong. Is there nothing wrong in somebody robbing somebody's house? Is there nothing wrong in somebody killing another human being? Somebody who is somebody's child, somebody who is somebody's daughter, somebody who is somebody's husband or wife. Is it nothing wrong in getting somebody and tying him to the bush, in the bush and demanding the ransom? Is there nothing wrong in it? There is everything wrong in it. My dear brother priest, we have to tell our people that these things are wrong. And those who are perpetrating it should stop it. It doesn't matter who they are. Is there nothing wrong in people, young men and women, joining cults for whatever purpose it may be? Is there nothing wrong in joining political thuggery to do wrong things in the name of politics? Is there nothing wrong in stealing ballots of people? Is there nothing wrong in bribing people to vote for you when you know that you are incompetent? There is everything wrong in it. My dear brother, please, one of the things that we have to do is to awaken our conscience, the consciences of our people, to know that they have a responsibility to take responsibilities of the things they do in their hands. It is the duty, our duty as priests today, to tell people that wrong is wrong. That is why the Spirit has been given to us. We have been anointed to go into the society and tell the truth. Is there nothing wrong by people telling lies, stealing public funds? There is everything wrong in it. It doesn't matter who is stealing and for what purpose. Stealing is stealing. Is there nothing wrong to leave the young people to be ignorant, no proper education, nothing sensible? Is there nothing wrong in leaving children to roam around and nobody does anything about it? When people are there to be responsible for these kind of things, there is everything wrong in it. And one of the things we have to do, my dear brother priest, is to call attention to the fact that evil is evil. Young boy can get a team bomb. You know where I am there. When you yourself are involved in wrongdoing, you should not console yourself by rationalizing it. I don't want to now get here. No. Train your conscience properly, and you will do the right things. Thanks be to God, the creator of heaven and earth, that we have a conscience. No matter how much we are beating the consciences to die, the conscience will be the last thing to die. And he will always tell you that the things you are doing is wrong. My dear brother priest, today is our feast day, the day in which we are reminded of our responsibilities, the day we are ordained to be priests, the day that God gave this mandate to us, demanding of us the things that should be done, and giving us a mandate: go, preach the gospel till the end of the earth. And that gospel is the gospel of truth. We must not involve ourselves in any kind of corruption that will make us to close eyes to the things that we should say and the things that we should do. No, we ourselves should not be involved in it. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, my dear people of God, today God wants us to remember that Jesus Christ died in order to save us and to make this truth available to us, so that whoever is afflicted will get consolation. I know, and you know too, there are so many members of our society that have suffered so much. They have suffered so much pain that they do not need to suffer, because something is wrong somewhere. Somebody somewhere is not taking responsibility. I go to the villages, and some of the villages that you see hunger in the face. You see poverty. You see things that you should not pray to see. Thanks be to God. From time to time, people, individuals go around. Individuals make amends. But that is not what it should be. My dear brothers, today we are called to pray for your priests. Do pray for your priests, so that they will have the courage to say the thing that they should say and to correct what is wrong. You are also asked to pray for me, who in this year, at least for now, I am still your bishop. Pray for me too, that we will be able to do the thing that we should do, to see if we can contribute to our own little quota for the betterment and the development of our own society, for the good of our people who have suffered so much. I want us to ask God our Father to embolden our priests, to embolden the bishop, so that we will be able to deliver to you what the church wants us to do. And above all, the mandate which Christ gave to us, that we will be able to be, that we will be good priests, that we will be good bishop, that we will be able to carry out the function given to us. Because when we are good, you also will be good people. And of course, the end of it all is the sanctification of our people, which is one of the three things that the priest is meant to do, to sanctify. We priests want to sanctify you. That is why we tell you the truth. That is why we administer the sacraments to you. That is why we advise you not to do the wrong things. We want to sanctify. And by sanctification also, we want to have a share in the kingdom of God at the end of our lives. As I congratulate you, my dear brother priest, today, let me also thank you for all the times you are able to dedicate your life for the good of our people, for the good of the people of God, and for the civil society. Let me thank you for all the moments you have allowed yourself to be used by the church in doing the things that the church wants you to do, going to places that you naturally would not like to go, administering the sacraments at times and seasons that the church demands you to do that. I want to encourage you to continue to do the right things. You continue to administer the sacraments, because through the sacraments, Jesus Christ touches us personally. Let us ask God to bless the work of our priests, to bless the work of our diocese, that whenever we stand out to minister to the people of God, that our services will not be in vain. That when we are ministering the gospel of Christ, doesn't matter what insult we receive at the end, as long as our consciences are clear, we keep on doing the right thing. The right thing most of the time may not please everybody, but the truth alone shall make us free. May God continue to bless each and every one of us, bless the work of our priests, and bless our people forever and ever.